Hey there, gaming enthusiasts! Welcome to Gaming Axia, your go-to source for all amazing games. After all the exciting Souls-like releases in 2025, the hype isn't slowing down, because even more amazing ones are coming in late 2025 and into 2026. So today I'm bringing you 20 upcoming Souls-like games that look seriously awesome and are definitely worth keeping an eye on. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. On number 20, we have Code Vein 2. Bandai Namco just dropped a surprise at Summer Game Fest 2025. Code Vein 2 is real, and it's coming in 2026. If you played the first game back in 2019, you probably remember its stylish anime visuals, fast action combat, and that insanely detailed character creator. Well, it looks like the sequel is bringing all of that back, but even better. The reveal trailer shows off stunning new cutscenes, smooth combat, and the same anime-inspired art style that made the first game stand out. It's flashy, dramatic, and packed with energy. We don't have a lot of story details yet, but Bandai Namco did tease something interesting. If time were a weapon to wield, could you undo the sins of ruin? Sounds deep, right? And yes, revenants are back. Those vampire-like immortals from the original are making a return.
Towering shadows.
On number 19, we have Ballad of Antara, is being made by Tipsworks Studio, the same team behind Pascal's Wager, a dark fantasy Souls-like that got a lot of love, especially for mobile players. Now, with Unreal Engine 5, they're taking things to a whole new level, and the visuals look absolutely stunning. The game is set in a world called Para. You play as regular people trying to survive after an ancient power invades the land. The world is split into two, a normal world and a strange, mysterious one full of danger. The combat looks weighty and satisfying. There's a strong focus on parrying and timing. In one scene, the main character throws a firebomb to stun enemies. We're not sure yet if it's magic or an item, but it looks fun. Even cooler, he fights alongside a child riding a silver tiger that breathes fire. Yes, really. And you can switch between characters during battle, which adds a lot of variety.
This desolate flame needs a sprinkle of madness.
Or yield to it.
On number 18, we have Soulframe. This is a brand new Souls-like MMO from the creators of Warframe, Digital Extremes, and it's already shaping up to be something very different and exciting. In terms of gameplay, Soulframe is still in early alpha, but already has some cool ideas. It's a co-op Souls-like with MMO elements, so you can play solo or team up with others. You will explore a massive open world, take on quests, battle enemies, and find powerful gear. Furthermore, character builds are flexible. Instead of fixed classes or stats, you choose between two packs that give you special powers and boost your main stats called Virtues, Courage, Grace, and Spirit. These change how your abilities work, and you can freely swap them at any time, so you're never locked into a playstyle and can experiment easily. On number 17, we have Project the Perceiver. The first trailer already has fans hyped, and it's easy to see why. It looks like it has all the elements you'd want: tight, challenging combat, a mysterious world, and a deep story. Set in ancient China, the game follows a nameless artist who dies before finishing a play he was writing. But just as death is about to take him, a mysterious mask gives him a second chance at life. With that power, he rises again, ready to get revenge and save his homeland, Tang, from a powerful invasion. Now that might sound like a typical revenge story, but it's not. The Perceiver blends myth and history into a story filled with supernatural twists and hidden layers. The way it's told also feels fresh. It's narrated in first person, which means we'll really get to know the main character, feel his emotions, and understand his struggles.
The way forth is long.
On number 16, we have Covenant. If you're into dark fantasy games with tough, no-hand-holding combat and deep, mysterious worlds, then Covenant might be something you'll want to keep your eye on. The game is a first-person Souls-like where you play as a divine messenger sent into a broken world to restore balance. The combat looks intense and up close with a mix of melee weapons, guns, and magic, all from a first-person view that makes it feel raw and personal. They've also got this stance system where you switch fighting styles depending on who or what you're facing, which sounds like it'll keep battles fresh and challenging. There are a lot of Souls-like games out there, but Covenant feels different. The first-person view, the mix of melee, guns, and spells, plus the exploration-based world, it looks like a true evolution of the genre.
Hardship your home. The hero of
On number 15, we have Yuangong Sword Awakening. It's a third-person Souls-like game inspired by Chinese martial arts stories. Imagine old-school sword fighting mixed with a steampunk twist. The game is being made to capture the unique look and feel of Sichuan, China, and it's aiming to deliver fast, flexible sword combat that feels true to traditional Chinese swordplay. The game is expected to drop sometime in 2026, and it could be something pretty special if you're into martial arts, action games, or unique cultural settings. Let's see what this game brings to the table. If they can pull it off, this could be a standout title for fans of Souls-like with a fresh twist. On number 14, we have Daba Land of Water Scar. This is a dark Souls-like being made in Unreal Engine 5 by an indie studio called Dark Star. It mixes the brutal combat of Souls games with the fast-paced, stylish fighting from Nioh. In this game, you will play as a humanoid clay puppet. Your job is to search for lost water fragments in a world that's falling apart. It sounds simple, but the story slowly builds as you explore, revealing secrets about the puppet, the world, and why everything's collapsing. From what we've seen so far, it's third-person, tough, and skill-based, just like Dark Souls or Sekiro. You'll be dodging, parrying, and hitting back with cool combos, and yes, you're probably going to die a lot, but that's the fun, right? On number 13, we have Alterborn. This game is shaping up to be something really different. It's a mix of Souls-like action, looter-shooter, and roguelike. Think fast combat, big choices, and a world that's always changing. The devs behind it, Iron Lung, are aiming for a game that's tough but fun, serious but a little wild. This isn't a game of good versus evil, it's a world without heroes, just people trying to survive. Help one character, you might upset another. Your choices change how the world reacts to you, both in story and in gameplay. In addition to that, you'll find tons of gear, guns, armor, trinkets, skills, but you can't just stack everything. You'll have to make tough decisions about your loadout and playstyle. What works in one area might fail in another, so keep tweaking, keep learning.
Your futile quest can only end in one way. Tap into the...
On number 12, we have The Night Wanderer. This is a new Souls-like made by Mighty Koi, based on a popular Polish sci-fi fantasy novel series called The Lord of the Ice Garden. They're working closely with the original author, Jarosław Grzędowicz, to make sure the game feels just right for fans of the books, while also bringing in some fresh ideas for new players. You'll play as Vuko Drakainen, a powerful soldier dropped onto a strange alien world. But here's the twist. Technology doesn't work the same way on this planet, so instead of relying on high-tech gadgets, you'll be fighting with swords and old-school gear. You'll also be connected to an AI called Cyphrel, which helps you in combat and can change how the story plays out depending on your choices. The devs aren't trying to make a typical Souls-like for this game. They want it to be challenging but more accessible, with deep storytelling and intense action. On number 11, we have Riven Crown. Now, this isn't just another Dark Souls copy. Riven Crown is bringing something fresh by mixing classic Souls-style combat with deep combo-based fighting. The combat here is all about timing, patterns, and rhythm. Every weapon has its own combo path, and if you can master the inputs, you'll unlock powerful two-phase super attacks. So yeah, it rewards skill and precision. The game is promising around 25 to 35 hours of gameplay, with tons of enemies and NPCs to interact with. As for performance, it's built on DX12, and it'll need some decent hardware to run well. At the very least, you'll want something like a GTX 1070, and if you want it to run smoothly, the devs recommend a RTX 3070 or better. On number 10, we have Tides of Annihilation. The game was just revealed at Sony's State of Play 2025, and it looks intense. This game throws you into a twisted version of modern-day London, torn apart by mysterious, otherworldly forces. You play as Gwendolyn, the last human survivor, and you'll explore famous London landmarks while summoning ghostly knights of the Round Table to fight by your side. The combat looks fast and intense, and you'll go up against enemies inspired by Arthurian legends, even giant bosses the size of skyscrapers. The setting mixes fantasy and reality in a way that feels fresh and cinematic. If you like deep stories, crazy boss fights, and dark fantasy worlds, keep your eye on Tides of Annihilation. This one looks wild.
This is a feast only for the king.
Of your doom, fate.
On number 9, we have Abyss World Apocalypse. The game takes place in a dark, mysterious world called Nornidia. A disaster called the Fire Thief broke the balance of the world, making the old tide vanish and bringing in a dangerous force called the Black Tide. Now, it's up to you to explore the land, uncover its secrets, and save the world from chaos. In this game, you'll travel through vast lands, searching for clues about the old tide and fighting through foggy underworlds. While the game has some classic Souls-like elements, it also offers something new, a dynamic quest system. This means the choices you make will change parts of the world and how levels look. Your decisions shape your own unique adventure. On number 8, we have Nazralath, The Fallen World. This is an upcoming Souls-like from a small but passionate team called Euclidean Studios. The team is made up of 3 main people who've been quietly working on this game for a few years now. Nazralath is inspired by classic RPGs like Planescape Torment, Baldur's Gate, and the early Fallout games, but it also mixes in some action and challenge like Dark Souls. The world looks dark and mysterious, with art influenced by creepy artists like Zdzisław Beksinski and horror writer H.P. Lovecraft. The story follows a character named Orpheus, who wakes up in a ruined empire called Nazralath. Everything he knew has changed. People speak strange languages, strange beings roam the land, and magical rulers watch over all. Orpheus's goal is to figure out what happened and survive in this broken world. On number 7, we have Vindictus Defying Fate. This is one of the most exciting Souls-like coming up, and fans are hyped. If the name sounds familiar, that's because it's the spiritual successor to the original Vindictus, a cult classic known for its fast-paced combat. This new game is bringing that energy back, but with way better graphics, smoother action, and a whole new vibe built in Unreal Engine 5. Now, the big question on everyone's mind is, when is it coming out? Well, there's no official release date yet, but we do have some clues. The Steam page is already live, which usually means a game is coming within a year. There was also an alpha test back in late 2024, and testing wrapped up in June 2025. So all signs are pointing to a release sometime between late 2025 and early 2026. No console version has been mentioned yet, so it's most likely hitting PC first. On number 6, we have the Relic First Guardian. This is a new action RPG that's got that tough Souls-like vibe, but with a unique twist. It's inspired by Korean folklore and mythology. That already gives the game a different feel from most others in the genre. The game's combat looks fast, stylish, and challenging. You've got a few different weapons to choose from that change how you fight. The dagger is all about fast, precise strikes. Perfect if you like a quick and deadly playstyle. The battle staff is great for magic users, especially if you build around arcane power. And the longsword is a more balanced weapon that rewards good timing. If you parry an enemy, you can quickly follow up with fast moves and combos. On number 5, we have Phantom Blade Zero. This is one of those games that immediately catches your eye. It was first revealed during a PlayStation showcase, and people couldn't stop talking about how insane the combat looked. It's a dark, fast-paced hack-and-slash game with a super gritty, stylish vibe. Think Sekiro, Nioh, and Wolong, Fallen Dynasty, but with a more cinematic camera and smoother animation. The action looks intense. The swordplay is flashy, fast, and full of crazy combos like something out of a kung fu movie. You play as Soul, an elite assassin who's been brought back from the edge of death, but there's a catch. He only has 66 days to live, so it's basically a race against time for revenge. The game's being built in Unreal Engine 5, and it shows. Everything looks polished. The lighting, the rain, the environments, it's next level. But just a heads up, it's only coming to PlayStation 5 and PC, no Xbox or Switch versions. On number 4, we have Mortal Shell 2. Cold Symmetry is back with more of that heavy, punishing Souls-like action, but this time it's faster, meaner, and a lot more ambitious. We're getting new mechanics, deadly ranged weapons like demonic crossbows and shotguns, and of course, grotesque new shells you can possess. Shell swapping is still here, but now you've got way more tools to survive the chaos. The trailer gave us a taste of what's coming: hulking monsters, twisted environments, and non-stop action. And here's the big one: no more stamina bar. That's right, you can play more aggressively now, dodge and strike without constantly backing off to recover. The game is launching sometime in 2026, and a beta is already planned for early that year. On number 3, we have Hell Is Us. Hell Is Us might be one of the boldest games coming this year. It doesn't hold your hand, it doesn't tell you where to go, and it definitely doesn't care if you get lost. You play as Remy, a guy returning to his home country called Hadea, a place that's now stuck in a civil war, and also overrun by creepy otherworldly creatures because of something called the Calamity. He's here to uncover what happened to his family and his past. You will talk to people, follow clues, and piece together a mystery, but here's the catch. There's no map, no quest log, no waypoints, nothing. If you want to find something, you have to pay attention to the world. Maybe there's a symbol on a tree. Maybe you hear wind chimes. Maybe you find a hand-drawn map in a drawer. That's all you've got. On number 2, we have Nioh 3. The Nioh series has been one of the best when it comes to Souls-like games not made by From Software. Nioh 2 especially hit hard, and while Team Ninja made a few other games after that, like Wolong, Stranger of Paradise, and Rise of the Ronin, none of them quite reached the same level. But now, after years of waiting, Nioh 3 is officially announced. It's coming in 2026, and we've already got a demo to check out. First big change, Nioh 3 is going more open world. Instead of tight, mission-based stages, you'll now explore bigger areas with more freedom. You can uncover the map by doing activities, find secrets, and explore at your own pace. It's not super open like Elden Ring, but it's way more open than past Nioh games.
How foolish of you to have entered the depths of hell!
On number 1, we have the Duskbloods. From Software is back with something completely unexpected, and it's coming only to the Nintendo Switch 2. The Duskbloods is their brand new game, and yeah, it gives off strong Bloodborne vibes. It was first revealed during the big April Switch 2 Direct, and honestly, it stole the show. The game is PvPvE, which means you'll be fighting other players and the world's enemies at the same time, all for something called the First Blood. You'll see players flying around with jetpacks, shape-shifting creatures, and massive bosses that look like something straight out of a nightmare. We don't have a release date yet, but the game is expected to set to launch in 2026.
The moon tears will flow for one. And one alone.
And there you have it, fellow gamers. Which game is your favorite? Did we miss one that deserves a spot on the list? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more epic gaming content, and ring that bell so you're always up to date on the latest and greatest games. Until next time, and happy gaming.